so that's how we'd want to use oregano. I have used oregano on my feet when they were cold. Just put a little bit of, say, a carrier oil, like fractionated coconut, a drop of oregano, rub them together, and then rub them on your feet. And you can, you know, we used to hear that people would go snow skiing, and if their feet were cold, they could put cayenne pepper and those kind of things. Well, today oregano is very, very hot, and carried in a small little thing like this in a bag going up to ski slopes. You could put a drop of oregano and dilute it and put it on before you put your socks on. It would definitely heat your feet up, definitely. Okay? All right, here's my favorite one. This is frankincense. And frankincense is an amazing, amazing oil. It's an exclusive oil only grown in one part of the world, Oman, Jordan. Oman, Jordan. Can you imagine that? It's like a little pine tree. It's used to clean and dress minor cuts and sores. It's beautiful to be used on your skin for beauty, for radiant skin and just gorgeous, gorgeous skin. It can be applied to the bottom of your feet or taken internally to support a person's immune system. This is an amazing, amazing oil. You wonder why the three wise men, when they brought 3 gifts to the baby Jesus, 2 of those 3 gifts were essential oils, frankincense and myrrh. And I don't know how many of you have ever studied anything about why frankincense was used so widely in the world back in the Middle East from the beginning of time. But frankincense has been used for thousands and thousands of years, and it's used for inflammations. It's used for abnormal cells like cancer cells and whatnot. It was even used at the beginning of time, since the beginning of time, for STDs, syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes, all these kind of things that have been around forever. They used this way back then, okay? But what's more amazing is that I was told that there are only 2 places from outer space that you can see a man-made feature. One of them is the Wall of China that runs through China. And the second one was called the Frankincense Trail. It's called the Silk Road that runs from Oman, Jordan, 2,400 miles along the Middle East up to the port where they would ship frankincense to the world. And these real estates that have been in Oman, Jordan have been passed from the beginning of time, from father to son and family to family. And these frankincense orchards of pine trees, I mean, this stuff sells better than gold. I mean, one of these little bottles, wholesale $63. I sell them in my health food stores for $93 for frankincense pure. All right? And people buy it all the time for skin cancers. They're buying it for skin diseases. They're buying it for what it does to make skin beautiful. They buy it for many, many reasons. But the thing you want to remember is that it's been used from the beginning of time. And these little pine trees, it's a little white tar, it's a little white resin that comes off the tree and runs down, just like a pine tar. And when you taste it today, and it's passed around the room, since it's Tammy's oils, well, since it's $100 a bottle, just take a couple of drops and lick it, because you're just licking about $5 worth of oils. And anyway, what we want you to see is that, number one, it tastes pretty good. People love frankincense. And number 2, it says, when in doubt, use frankincense. It's used for everything. It is used literally. When we go into the charts and find out what frankincense is used for, it has what's called a monoterpene. 90% of it is a monoterpene. It's used for all kinds of health issues. And so, just try frankincense. We found out too that this little pine tree that's in Oman, Jordan only, there's about 30 to 40 carpet viper snakes that live under one tree. So if you happen to have an orchard full of these trees, you're going to have to get pretty good at moving about 300, 400, or 500 carpet vipers in order to harvest this frankincense resin. Okay? And so this is an amazing thing why some kind of a serpent like that would hang out under a holy oil that's used in the Middle East. And by the way, we found out also that many religions use frankincense in rituals. They use it in burials. They use it in holy ceremonies. We even did a little research and found out that when Moses came off the mount, when he was told that you were going to sacrifice an animal, the best of the flock, to God, they said that frankincense was used in the ritual to place on the head of all these animals that were put up for sacrifice. So it's also used in the Middle East as a holy oil during prayer. And so we thought it's just an amazing use of this oil since the beginning of time. So anyway, try frankincense as it goes around the room so you can get an idea of why it's so important and used. Somebody asked me, well, how long does it last? Well, we found out that when King Tut was unearthed from that pyramid, there were 2 vials of oils next to his head. And when they did the testing on that oil, they found out it was 3,500 years old and still active. 3,500 years old. So if you happen to buy one of these from us, from doTERRA, I'm pretty sure that if you kept it closed and used it only once in a while in this dark bottle in your pantry or your medicine cabinet, it'll probably last your lifetime, 100 years. But we hope you use it instead, because the benefits are really good if you just use it instead and order some more, you know. All right, so that was all 6 single oils. Now let's talk about some of the combinations of oils. This one's called Deep Blue. This is the very oil that got me into the oil business. I told you I fractured a shoulder. I was looking for something to stay out of pain, help me with some torn ligaments and muscles and a broken shoulder bone right here. And I found this Deep Blue. This is a muscle and joint type of formula, and what it has in it is blue tansy. It's an oil that will numb and create relieve pain and discomfort to your muscles. Now notice over here that there is no A and there's no I. So we cannot use it aromatically or internally, but we can use it topically, and we can use it diluted with for sensitive skin, like in a child. Maybe a child has growing pains on their knees or their elbows. We can use it on a child. But what would be the reason we couldn't use it aromatically or internally? Any idea? If it takes away pain?
It's a numbing.
Yeah, wouldn't it be terrible if we used it to numb our, say, our swallowing reflex? we didn't swallow properly, or maybe we numb our tonsils, and we may need those, or maybe some reflex going down that separates when you take a deep breath, it sends air to your lungs or water to your stomach. You know, we don't want to numb these vital swallowing organs. So that's the reason we would not want to recommend it. Now, I'm not an employee for doTERRA. So people say to me, you know, well, you know, these are just to sell. No, I own a health food store, and I'm just teaching this to help people learn how to use essential oils. But I do say this, that because doTERRA recommends that we don't take them internally or aromatically, that we do want to teach doTERRA's party line about how to use these oils properly. Okay? So Deep Blue is for joint pain, for muscle, for anything that aches. This is a fantastic oil. It has Roman chamomile. Who has the bottle? Blue tansy, peppermint, ginger. It's got all kinds of wonderful things that can help stimulate blood supply.